This was the homework assignment for classifying triangles. Okay, two ways to classify triangles. We can classify triangles by their sides or by their angles. If we're classifying 1, 2, and 3, I asked them to classify by sides. So the ways we can classify by sides are scalene, where all the sides are different lengths; isosceles, where two sides are the same length, one side is a different length; and then equilateral. So lateral means sides. If you're moving laterally, you're moving side to side. So equilateral means equal sides. That is when all of the sides are equal. So equilateral, isosceles, scalene. Okay. So if we look at the first one, the length of all the sides are 4. So we know all the sides are the same length. Therefore, this is going to be equilateral. Look at number 2. We have two sides that are 6, one side that is 9. Since two sides are the same, this is going to be isosceles. And then we have all the sides are different lengths, 3, 4, and 6. So this one's going to be scalene. All the sides are different, scalene. Two sides are the same, isosceles. All the sides are the same, equilateral. Okay. We want to classify by angles. So number 4, 5, and 6 is asking us to classify by angles. We have 4 different ways. Okay, we can classify as acute, where all 3 sides are acute. We can classify as obtuse. If one angle is greater than 90 degrees, we can classify as right. If one angle is 90 degrees, okay, we can also classify as equiangular. So an equiangular triangle has 3 angles that are all the same. Since in Euclidean geometry, the measure of the 3 angles add up to 180, an equiangular triangle is going to have 60 degrees for all 3 of its angles. Okay. Number 4, we have 65, 55, and 60, so all of them are different. Okay, but that's not really going to help us, right? So when classifying by angles, it's about what are the angles. So since they're all different, we know it's not equiangular, but since they're all less than 90, it's going to be acute. Number 5, we have a right angle, so we have a 90-degree angle. Since we have a 90-degree angle, this is a right triangle. Okay. Number 6, we have an angle 110 degrees. That means it is greater than 90. So this is going to be an obtuse triangle. Okay, so an acute triangle, all 3 angles less than 90. Right triangle has a 90-degree angle, and an obtuse triangle has one angle greater than 90 degrees. Okay. Let's scroll down. 7, 8, and 9 is asking us to identify the triangle by its angles and sides. So we're going to need 2 descriptions for each one, because the directions, which we thoroughly read, say that we want to classify the triangle by its angles and by its sides. Okay. If we start with angles, we notice we have a right angle. So this is a right triangle. We also notice all 3 of the sides are different lengths, 3, 4, and 5. So we know it is going to be scalene. So it's a right scalene triangle. Okay. Number 8, we notice, first if we start with angles, we notice if this is 70 and that's 70, this other angle is going to have to be 40, because 180 minus 70 is 40. So 40 and 70 should add up to 180. So since all of the angles are less than 90, this is going to be acute. Then we look at the sides. We have a side of 4, a side of 4, and a side of 3. Since 2 of the sides are the same, it's going to be isosceles. So this is an acute. No, that's completely wrong. Isosceles. It's not isosceles, it's isosceles. I'm trying to enunciate it, and it's hurting me. So acute isosceles. Acute because the angles are all less than 90, isosceles because two sides are the same. This one was right because we had a 90-degree angle, and scalene because all the sides were a different length. This one, all the angles are the same, so they're all going to be 60, 60, and 60. So we can say it's equiangular. We could also say it was acute if you wanted, but equiangular is more accurate. All equiangular triangles are going to be acute because the angles are going to be 60, 60, and 60. Again, we know that 60, 60, and 60 because they're all the same. And 180 divided by 3 is 60. So all equiangular triangles are always going to be 60, 60, and 60. So this is equiangular. Equiangular. Equal angles. Equiangular, equal angles. And then for the sides, it's going to be equilateral. Again, lateral means sides, so equal sides. Okay. All equiangular triangles are going to be equilateral, and all equilateral triangles are going to be equiangular. Okay, and you could also call this a acute equilateral triangle, or I'm sorry, yeah, an acute equilateral triangle. That would also work. But equiangular is better. Equiangular. Okay. So 10 through 14 is matching. So side lengths, 6, 7, 8. So it's side lengths. So we are either going to use scalene, isosceles, or equilateral. We notice that all three of these measurements are different. So it's got to be scalene, which is going to be choice E. Side lengths 9, 10, and 9. We notice 2 are the same. So again, since it's sides we're dealing with, it's going to be isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. Since 2 are the same, it's going to be isosceles. See, we spelled it right. Isosceles, which is choice A. The last 3 are angle measures. So for the last 3, it's either going to be acute, obtuse, right, or equiangular. So 35, 55, and 90, we notice we have a 90-degree angle, so it's going to be a right triangle. Okay, we have in 13, 13, 27, and 140, we notice that 140 is bigger than 90, so we have an obtuse triangle. We notice for 14, 59, 60, and 61 are all less than 90, so it's going to be an acute triangle. Okay. So then we have 15 through 19. Okay. So identify which side is opposite each angle. So again, angle X, the opposite side is going to be YZ. Okay. Opposite angle Y, we're going to have XZ. And opposite angle Z, we're going to have XY. Okay. Opposite angle N, we have OM. Opposite angle O, we have NM. And opposite angle M, we have ON. Opposite angle C, we have DE. Opposite angle D, we have CE. And opposite angle E, we have CD. And if we remember, it doesn't tell us here, but the longest side of a triangle is going to be opposite the longest or the largest angle. So the largest side is going to be opposite the largest angle. The smallest side is going to be opposite the smallest angle. Okay, number 18, use the lengths shown to classify the triangle formed by the bottom edges of the binder by sides. So this is a notebook binder. We want to classify by its sides. So if we're classifying by sides, it's going to be isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. We notice that we have lengths of 1.5, 10.5, and 10.5, which means 2 are the same. Since 2 lengths are the same, it's going to be isosceles. Okay. And same problem. Okay, we're looking at if the triangle is formed by the bottom edges of the binder has angles that measure 86 degrees, 86 degrees, and 8 degrees, classify the triangle by angle. So the immediate response from most people is to say isosceles, but isosceles is the classification by the sides, not by the angles. The question is asking for classification by angles. Okay. So our options are acute, obtuse, right, or equiangular. Okay. And if we look at this triangle, okay, we know that all three of those are less than 90 because they all look like they're acute. Since all the angles are acute, they're all less than 90. And since all the angles are less than 90, the triangle is classified as acute. So it's an acute triangle. Huh? Right. And I thought there was another page, but I guess not. So that was the homework assignment for classifying angles, classifying triangles by their sides and angles.